And I can do it because I got kids looking up the music for me.
Okay. Do you want me to penalty box or anything?
But there won't be any penalties.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. So you don't need. Okay.
I think we're good.
If you need me to do.
Hey, welcome to Raymore South. This is Brad. We have the inner Helford scrimmage kicking off here. 15A white against Peewee A in the black tonight. Just starting off.
It's ignoring me anyway. Do you want help?
If you want to.
Oh wow, Tucci lost his stick there.
Yes.
Hold on, let me get.
Yeah, Toocher's without a stick at the moment. Girls are swarming, circling toward the net. That's not out though. There's a glove for Tooch.
So you see my text on the group me? Okay. The no scoreboard. Yeah. I told them that. And our refs are dressed in black. Here we got Souter on the draw. Cam is back from vacation. Souter chases it down, tries to work it in the corner. Boylan's there to help out. Boylan tries to center. They get a defensive stick on that. Here comes the boys. Coming down the ice. Hoffman dumps it down low. Chapman gathers. Chapman looks for a breakout pass. Not quite there. Ooh, there's a shot on goal. Lex knocks that one aside. Knocks that one aside again. To the feet. Sauer comes out with that one. Let's go. Sauer through the blue line. Crosses that red. 2-on-2. Brings about it. Fires. Ooh, almost a rebound there for Cam. We got a conflicted father to my left who is cheering for the goalie on the boys team. He also has a girl playing. So Boylan in the corner dancing. Tries to dangle a boy. Nope. Loses that one. Heads to the bench. Newcomb gives chase. Let's go, Newcomb. We've got a complete line change now. Witherspoon is out there with Newcomb and Nedry. Nedry along the sideboards. Chips it back down low. Newcomb comes up without. Newcomb looks for the pass. Ooh, just barely missed that one. Here we go. Out to the blue line. Levy. Levy gathers around the red line. That one gets chipped in. That is an onside move. That gets floated out of the zone. Here we go. The boys dump it. Get it low. Rass is on the bench by himself today. Levy sees an opportunity, works it up to Nedry. Nedry around the red line. Tries to chip it in down low. It looks like the boys team has got 3 coaches. Our team's just got 1. We're outmanned on at least in terms of the coaches who have chosen to attend this controlled coach scrimmage. There will be no score taken on the board tonight. There are a number of D6 rules that prevent you from doing a variety of things if you're just having a coach-controlled scrimmage like we're seeing tonight. Boys are working it down low. The boys are dressed in all black, pretty sharp-looking jerseys with a black E in the middle. Ballard works that out, chips it into herself, goes to work in the zone, looks for help, ties it up behind, gets it over to Cohen. Cohen out to the point. Sweetser works it back down to Cohen. Cohen dangles around, long reach towards the blue line. Looks. Deals to. Got Cragness coming out of the corner. Cragness finding some room. Tries to work around. Nope. Boys get a stick on that. Cragness again along the sideboards. Works it back down to Ballard. Ballard in the corner. Ballard working behind the net. Ballard. Ooh, tries to load up the slot. Unfortunately, hits a skate. Here we come back down. We got McElroy. I don't know McElroy, but McElroy gets near penalty. That's waved off by our dressed in all black officials. Fired on goal. Nice opportunity there. Lex comes out to stop that one. No problem, says Lex. We've got 1 official wearing a white helmet. We've got 1 official wearing a black helmet. One might be named Ballard, another Parisi. Here we go. Cam tries to get that out of the zone. Cam sees it. Ooh, tries to load up Boylan. Unfortunately, they get a defensive stick on that. Here we go. They're back in the zone. For the careful observer, you will note that there are two ponytails. Boylan works it all the way over to Cam along the far side. Cam and Souter now entering the zone. It's a 3-on-2. Cam tries to work it back to Souter. That one gets gobbled up. Ooh, here we go. Cam tries to keep that in. Souter along the blue line works it down to Boylan. That one zipped back past Boylan. Cam tries to get her body in front of the defender. No dice. Boylan working on his own to Souter. Ooh, Souter loaded up for a shot. That one was blocked by a shin pad. Helfrich works it back down low. Boylan in the corner, goes to work, tries to dangle. She realizes that the young boys don't appreciate the dangle. There's Souter. Dangling. Tries to work it back in. Chips that one back in. Tucci jumps on that one. We have some more supportive Tooch shouts from the dads to my left. I hope I'm not on camera. Here we go. Looks like we got Ballard on the drop. Witherspoon on the draw. Witherspoon tries to win that one back. Nope. Boys come up with that. Witherspoon out of the point. Keeps that one in. Ooh, nice attempt by Newcomb just to load up Witherspoon in the slot. Unfortunately, they come up with that one. Sweetser retreats out of the zone. We got a battle in the neutral zone. Witherspoon fights through a check there. From her knees, flings it deep into the zone. Great effort, all of Witherspoon. We got Nedry giving chase. Nedry, Witherspoon along the sideboards, trying to come out. This is the most exciting practice I've seen in a long time. Officially, this is just a practice between the two teams. Here comes Tessa Carlson trying to enter the zone. Tries to dangle around Mackenzie Levy. Mackenzie Levy gets the stick on that. No problem. Another opportunity in front of the net. Fizzles. Nice cross-ice pass to Witherspoon. Witherspoon. Nedry to Witherspoon. Witherspoon works it in. Witherspoon in the corner. Dangles around one. Tries to load up the slot. Again, the boys are there to create some trouble for us. Here comes Tessa Carlson. Zooming out of the zone. She's got Parisi in tow. She loads up Parisi. Parisi dangles around one. Nope. Nedry's right there to create some trouble for her. Oh, we load up the slot for them. Helfrich cleans it up for us. No problem. Helfrich with speed along the outside. Helfrich has got some serious motivation tonight because I believe a younger brother's on the other team, and there'd be nothing worse than losing to your younger brother. Now we've got Craigness, Cohen, Ballard out there, Sweetser, Levy on the D side. Cohen comes up with that one off the draw. Sweetser works it back down low. Battle on the sideboards. Boys come up with that. Fire it over far side with speed through the neutral zone. Long shot. Lex knocks that one aside. That one's on Craigness' stick. Craigness out of the zone. Looks for space. Crossover, crossover, crossover. She somehow picks up speed, a little bit like McDavid when she's crossing over. Cohen chip that one to herself. Down to, right there. Boom, let's go. So Cohen pulled that from behind the net, chipped it across the backboard, worked up the side, cycled it back down to Craigness, made a move to the center of the ice, and then called for the pass back from Craigness, and Craigness loaded her up for a nice snipe in the upper right corner. Boys get a hold of that one, toss it on net, they knock it aside. Sweetser working behind the net. The boys look like they're playing with some motivation now. Mallory tries to get that out. You can tell him out of practice. Levy tries to get that one out. Ballard gets in the way. Not Ballard the player. Ballard the. Boylan. Somebody got a stick on that. She's a little frustrated not being able to make the pass. Vogel's there in the center. Probably an offsides call. An appropriate offsides call. So what we got now? I'm going to try to start calling out the boys too. Nedry, Witherspoon, and Newcomb on our front side. Helfrich gives chase back into the zone. Helfrich works that back down low. Chapman's there to pick it up. Chapman looking at her options. Doesn't like what she's seeing. Tries to work it over to Helfrich. Helfrich is there in the slot. Tries to work that thing out of the zone. That was offsides. It looks like Mr. Parisi, number 11, most people know him as, needs a refresher about what is and what is not offsides. When the puck completely leaves the zone, here we go. Oh, little advantage off the face up there. On our girls team, you might know, or on our boys team, you might notice there are two ponytails. One is Vivian Vogel and one is Tessa Carlson. Those are two girls who decided this year to, instead of skating with the 12U girls, they decided to try out for Peewees, and they're on this Peewee A team who has been ripping through opponents left and right. Good opportunity for them to play at a higher pace, I think, for the year. And I think they've been enjoying it. At least that's the early conversations I've had with their parents. Boys here in the zone, working it around, trying to move the puck. Tessa Carlson tries to load up the front. Nedry picks that one up. That one zings all the way down. That looks like that icing is getting waved off. We got the girls making a change. Boys trying to zip it all the way down the ice. Little fumble. That puck is loose. There's Cohen trying to work it in. Near side boards, a little battle going on. Back to Sweetser. Sweetser calmly worked it up to Cohen. Cohen to Craigness. Oh, little misstep there. Cohen with the puck on her stick again. Mackenzie Levy, you can hear her calling for it. Sweetser calls for it again. That one chips off a couple of bodies. That's going to get waved off too. No icing. Craigness is there to try to create some trouble. And here come the boys on an attack here. Sweetser chasing that back. Autumn works it around behind the net. Up along the boards. Cohen with some space. Works it up to Craigness. We got a 2-on-3. Ballard's stick gets knocked out of her hands. Another opportunity here. Boylan and Craigness now are our two forwards because we're in the midst of a change. Out comes Mallory too. Craigness in the corner. Works around. Tries to load up Boylan in front. No dice. Mallory gives chase. Along the near side boards. Boylan's there to help. Boylan throws a body over there. Mallory gives chase. Boys are trying to work it out of the zone. We chip it back in. That one's out of the zone entirely. You got Chapman battling for it. Souter is now on the ice. Ella comes up with that puck. Helfrich over to Boylan. Boylan along the near sides. Boylan works in. Here comes Vogel to try to take it away. Quick step by Vogel there. Now we're onside again. Oop, now we're offside again. Souter. Boylan gives chase to that one. She's got some speed. Fires a Tucci. Just missed on the near side. Souter interrupts that pass. Great job. Ooh, tries to load up Boylan. Boylan behind the net. Trying to cook. Oh. Not a bad opportunity to center that one. Nice shift by the girls. A little back and forth hockey. You got to love it. Okay. Looks like the officials are trying to figure out who's who. What's what. The officials are going to get a little bit of grief this game. Witherspoon on the draw. Witherspoon. Nedry almost came up with that one. Instead it's Newcomb. Newcomb battling down low. Newcomb fires at the goal. Good idea. That one came right out to the middle of the slot. Almost had a rebound opportunity there. Here we go again. Boys are working hard now. Levy. Somebody chasing her down. Levy using her body. Oop. Our girls are looking a little tired. I think this pace is a little bit higher than they're accustomed to. Probably too many men on the ice. They come with the boys are attacking. Long shot. They try to knock that aside. Lex jumps on that. No problem. I like that early whistle. I think we have a large group of parents here to heckle the officials. I'm happy for that because they're not officially officials. That makes it a truly non-official game. Craigness on the draw. Long shot. Lex, no problem. Jumps on that. We've rarely had to flex when it comes to our goaltending, but our goaltending on the girls' team is superb. And we have been fortunate this year not to have to rely on them to win very many games for us. But man, oh man, I've watched these girls, and they are excellent. Tessa Carlson tries to load up Parisi. Parisi's up here on the near side. There goes Craignis. Craignis in stride. Chips it to herself. Defenseman tries to keep up. Can't quite do it. There we go. Oh, I thought that was a goal. I don't know how that one stayed out of the net because from this angle, it looked like it was about to go in. There's Craignis. Cohen again. Nope. For those who may have listened to me in the 2012 campaign in which we won the state tournament, you heard me say Cohen Craignis a lot. And that tandem, long shot, fanned on by the boys. They try to work it out again. Levy kicks it forward like a soccer player. Lex grabs that one, says, let's calm this down. Get them out of here. We got another switch up of the forwards here. So you got Ellis Otter, Mallory, and Boylan out there. Sauter on the draw. They chip it out to the point. Try to work it back down. Mal to Boylan. Boylan has got a one-on-one going. Tries to fire. Ella's there. Nice job on the rebound. Nora Boylan decides, I'm just going to fire this thing. Tucci makes a nice save. Ella Sauter was doing exactly what you're supposed to do, which is head to the net under those circumstances, either for that pass or for that rebound. Defenseman got a stick on it. Nobody could get a stick on that second shot, the rebound that Ella Sauter said, I'm scoring tonight. Levy up to Mallory. Mallory thinks about it, chips it into the zone. Bouncy puck. Tucci covers that one up. An interesting mix of parents tonight. Some boys, some girls. Parents I know from one side of the team when our girls maybe have been on the same team. Other parents I know from other things here tonight. Levy escapes up to Nedry along the sideboards. Levy's got the puck on her stick again. She's out racing. Who's ever chasing her down? Levy around the sideboards. Looks for that pass, chips it towards the net. Unfortunately, got a stick on it. Here comes the boys on a breakout pass. Witherspoon's there. Witherspoon over to Newcomb. Back to Helfrich. Helfrich quickly up to Michaela Nedry. Nedry tries to dangle. Here we go out again. Witherspoon, neutral zone, chips it down in. Boys come up with that one. They try to load up the far side. Back to Chapman. Chapman. That looks like a young Helfrich trying to score. And Lex has got no problem covering that up. Routine, Lex says. Craignis on the draw. That one gets chipped out of the zone. Cohen with speed tries to come up with that one. Ballard's there to help. Great job, Bally. Right spot, right time. Whoop, somebody loses a blade. We got a player down in the corner. They're all right, though. Just a little snowy. And that's Craignis to Cohen. She chips that one just past Tucci into the net. Just a couple of ticks left on the scoreboard. We're not really keeping track of time, so we got to be careful about that. This is an unofficial joint practice. Cohen, Craignis, Ballard on the draw. And that's the end of the first third of practice. So are you interested in being interviewed as a...
Absolutely not.
It's live.
Who are you cheering
Yeah, who are you cheering for? It's a pretty good save. Yeah. Are you interested in being interviewed? Oh yeah, you are. It looks great. I had to tell my brother-in-law about that. He works in the city. Yeah.
I had a great text already to go to you. I didn't send it. It was very funny, but I didn't feel like it was done yet.
If it ever goes down, we just find Dave Strothman.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. How are you? I've got a live microphone here. Yeah. This is great. Yeah. So this is good. So this is good. All right, Cohen's got the puck there, works it back to Sweetser. Sweetser over to Levy. Levy. I saw Coach Rass dispensing a great deal of knowledge at the break there, probably saying, girls, let's keep playing hard, because I would say this is a higher tempo practice than we've had throughout much of our competition. And it's a little bit more physical, but I also just think the tempo that's been required has been a little bit higher. Tucci jumps on that one. There goes two Chapman twins. Disconnect me. Either way. Is this another coach? Okay. No, not for us. I know. Yeah. Here comes Souter out of the corner, working it. Levy jumps into that play from the point. Boylan's out there at the point. Along the sideboards now, a little battle for the puck. Boylan chips it towards the net. Tucci gobbles that one up. Tucci's save percentage tonight is 99.8. Hopefully I'm not in the shot over here. Looks like we got the same forwards. Souter, Mallory, Chapman flings that one. That's a hit a stick. Boylan out of the corner, tries to work around. Ooh, almost kept in by up there at the point. Souter over to Chapman. Chapman up to Boylan. Boylan got somebody in hot pursuit. Souter dangles. Works it down to Mallory. Mallory, over to Boylan. She got tied up just in front of the net. Souter again. Out to Chapman. Chapman looks. Another stick on that one. Good job covering the point, boys. Mallory works towards the center. Fires. That counts. Beat Tucci glove side. That was a tough one. I mean, a great shift by the boys and the girls there. Boys had a nice breakout opportunity, and then the girls just kept working it around.
I know we're not keeping score, but we did have a rule: if it goes 5-0 girls, Zach's playing for us.
Is that true?
I made it up.
Oh. Somebody should grab him a stick.
Actually,
No.
maybe Zach without a stick.
No. Boys working in. Chip it out there. Nedry picks up that rebound. Nedry with a little bit of speed. Wisely tries to work it out. Oh, just barely missed on that one. Sweets are back to collect it. We're down low again in our zone. Up to Nedry along the sideboards. Nedry works it around to Levy. Levy gathers. Newcomb tries to fly the zone. Levy works it out. Nice job. Just clearing the zone. Levy tries to achieve that red line. Keeps skating. McElroy works it across the ice. Somebody moving very quick. I'm not sure who that is. Long shot on net. Lex casts that aside. Woo! That one gets picked behind the net. They're trying to work it out in front. Some physical play from our team. Somebody dangling. Nice dangle, dangle, dangle. Newcomb getting her own breakout pass. Works it up to Witherspoon. Witherspoon tries to clear it. Not quite there. I see a Weebler. That one gets knocked aside. I think that's Weebler. Now Witherspoon in a foot race. We achieve a line change during that. We got Cohen, Witherspoon, back to Cohen. Up there to Ava Ballard. Ava Ballard fires. Tucci gloves that. Great job. Now it's out to Helfrich. That hits a body. Helfrich again. Chips it towards the net. Tucci covers that up. It's 9 p.m. on a very snowy Sunday evening during the doldrums of winter here. We've got a heated rivalry game going on between the All Blacks and the Dinah Hornet 15UA. Craigness is lining up to take the draw. Wins that one back to Cohen. Cohen over to Helfrich. Helfrich back. Ava Ballard behind the net there to gather. Here goes Craigness. Dangling. Working around. Working out of the corner. Craigness dangling around. Looking for an opportunity. Works it back down low. Boys have got a break here. Chips to themselves. Helfrich comes up with that. Helfrich dangles around. Uses every ounce of strength in her feet and her stick to keep that one going in the right direction. Craigness looking for an out. Finds Helfrich. Helfrich up to Cohen. Cohen sees Craigness. They enter the zone cleanly. A couple of people go for a change. Cohen and Craigness out there still working. Craigness buying time. Chips it towards the net after a deflection. It's up to Captain Helfrich. Helfrich just dangles around one. Sweets her. Helfrich is there on top of Lex. Lex says, We complete the rest of our forward change. Levy's knocking people around. Sauter on the draw, wins it back. Over to Levy. Levy up the side to Mallory. Just a little misfire on that. They work it back down low. There's Claire Sweetser fighting off a couple of checks. Boiling along the sideboards. Just fumbled it. Too much traffic there. Out to the point. Point tries to work it back down. There's an opportunity. Mallory comes up with that one. Mallory sees Boylan astride. Boylan and Sauter. Somebody got a stick on that. Boylan interrupts the pass, the breakout pass. Here's Helfrich flinging it back in. Here comes Newcomb. Up to Carlson. Carlson is one of the two girls on the boys team this year. Tries to chip that forward. Unfortunately, doesn't quite come up with it. I think we are now looking at about 57 minutes remaining in this hour and a half sheet of ice. Up to Witherspoon. Witherspoon has to chip it forward. Since the second third of practice has started, it's a 0-0 tie. Boys are playing a little tighter. Girls might be getting a little gassed. They're not accustomed to adversity throughout an entire game. Oh, here we go, Witherspoon. What was I talking about? Witherspoon dangles around one. Works into the corner. She's down low. Works behind the net. Michaela Nedry's there. Here comes Weebler. Weebler along the far side. Levy's there to help out. Nobody's watching the guy in the middle of the slot. Woo! Almost gets one in. Lex is there to knock it aside. Levy looking for an opportunity. Levy fires it. Shin pad. Shin pad blocked that one. Here comes Weebler again. Trying to work into the zone. Dangles. Loses track of the puck. Newcomb comes up at that one. Newcomb chips it, gets to the red line, chips it in. We're going to have a change of our forwards. We're going to have an entire change of our entire team. It's a good example of what our girls could benefit from. Ian Todd, you got to be careful about those line changes. Craigness. Up to Cohen. Cohen. He's got to step on everybody. Tries to dangle. Tooch gets a stick on that. Here comes Helfrich. Helfrich on Helfrich. Looks like nobody won that match. Maybe I'll give that one to the defensive, not the defensive Helfrich. Not that I'm biased. Cohen, Ballard, Craigness in tow. Maybe a little offsides there. Our lazy refs didn't call it. Nice shot. Cohen eased it back for Craigness, who got a nice shot off. Off the draw there. Boys try an elaborate breakout plan. It looks like it failed, and then it started working. Hoffman dangles around. He's on the outside trying to work it in. Levy gets a body on him. Levy gets back up, gets the puck. Ava Ballard chasing it to the point. Tries to get that thing out. Here we go. Craigness flips it up. Woo! Somebody just barely got a stick on that. They work it back down low. Probably a deliberate offsides. We got a change of our forwards coming. That's just fine. Did you realize that tomorrow's the start of the Walzer Invitational for the high school girls? Kind of fun. When's that? Right after our practice. There's an opportunity along the far side. Boylan gets chased that. The stick on that, or a hand on that, out of the bench. Saddler gets a stick on that, no problem. Up to Boylan. Boylan in stride, trying to create some room for herself. Works it around, flips it over to Mal. Mal chips that one in. Nice little backhand saucy. And Mal did a great job. I'm not sure if that landed on the ice or if chipped it out of the air, but it was clean, clean, clean. Sauber with the nice breakout pass. That's where it actually started. Boylan was joining the play by coming across the ice, worked down the outside, beat the defenseman, and Mal was right there headed towards the net. Textbook hockey. Chapman. Uh-oh. We got a 3-1. 3-1, boys. Lex jumps on that one. That's a relief. Souter on the draw. Wins that one back. Little battle back there. Over to Boylan on the sideboards. Boylan tries to chip past one. Tries to chip back another. They do a good job getting the body on that. Try to load up the slot. No dice. Woo, that one sails a little high and wide. Here we go. Stick. Some stick work out there at the blue line. They keep that in. Not sure what's getting called there. Maybe offsides. So far, it's been a penalty-free match. I mean, practice. Witherspoon. Sweetser's back. Sweetser takes a look over her shoulder. Exactly what you're supposed to do as a defenseman. As she's coming up to the puck, she glanced over her shoulder to see what's available to me. Witherspoon over to Newcomb. Newcomb chips it down low. Tries to keep that one in. Michaela there's aids. Michaela behind the net. Nice little mohawk there. Creating uncertainty about which direction she's headed. She's got 3 of the black players trying to chase her down. I get some real Game of Thrones vibes. Once these guys take the black, I don't know if they get to ever go back. Helfrich is here. We got Helfrich versus Levy. Levy's battling. Helfrich is too. Helfrich just comes up with that one. Thinks about it. Fires. Lex saves that one. Oh, the boys score. Significant applause here. As I indicated before, it's very possible that the girls are not used to playing a full game against an opponent that actually is going to hold them to it.
Yeah, lots of time. Lots of time. Until 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah, I bet he just put an hour on the exam. Oh, because we're probably the last ice for the night.
Yeah, we have till 10 then. Yeah.
We just got a question from the official of whether or not we have enough time to play, and the answer is yes, we do. It's a 90-minute practice that's been scheduled, so we've got until 10 p.m. Here we are in our defensive zone battling. I think our girls might end up a little fatigued here. Cohen up to Ballard. Ballard entering the zone. Tries to work it around our defender. Stragnes fighting off three of the Peewees. Stragnes down low. Good body position. Works it out to Ballard. Ballard fires. Ooh, that one just barely missed. Deflected off a player. Ballard works it back down low again. Looks like Ellis Otter is now out on the ice. Cohen battling. Sauter fires. Tooch makes another nice save. We got the rest of the line change coming. Sweetser and Levy on D. Boylan. Mallory. Ella on the front side. Battling through that one. There's a mix of early 2000s and mid 90s rap going on so far. Battle around the corner. Mallory. Boys come up with that one. That one Mal comes up with. That's clean. Mal drags, fires, tries to get her own rebound. Got to keep moving your feet, guys. Levy's there. Creates some trouble. Sauter does too. Levy loses an edge. Mal. Over to Sauter. Sauter tries to load up Boylan. Ooh! They just barely got a stick on that. Here come the boys working the puck. We get a stick on that. They try to load it up for a shot. No dice. This has the feel of one of my men's league games where as the hour passes, the pace slows down. Levy decides to fire that one on net. Sauter picks that up. Out to Newcomb in the slot. Newcomb tries to fight through. Newcomb out. They barely got a stick on that. Helfrich keeps that one in. Nedry there on the far side. Nope. They come up with that one. Then we're working out of the zone. Just a couple of ticks left in this second third of the practice. Nice drop pass. Long shot to Lex Autumn. Here comes Nedry. Nedry up to Witherspoon. Witherspoon with Newcomb in tow. She's also got Nedry. Loses the handle on that one. Come on, Ballard! Big body there on someone by Newcomb. Helfrich chips that down low. Newcomb chips it to herself. Cohen comes out with speed. That's some fresh legs. That's what it'll do for you. Here comes Helfrich. Ballard gets a stick on that. Cohen drags. Ballard's in the slot. Tries to load up. Boys are too quick with their stick. Here comes Helfrich, one-on-one with Levy. Levy does a good job keeping a stick on that, using every ounce of her power to try to keep that out of the net. Here we go. They try to load it up in front. Nope. Ballard. Back to Cohen. Cohen. Looking for the pass. Probably offsides. Long shot. Chips. Tooch gets knocked over there. I don't think anything intentional was done, but for those who might be trying to keep track of the upcoming schedule for this team, we've got a trying to keep track of the upcoming schedule for the 15UA green team. We have just I think a couple of days, and then Wednesday we are playing Alexandria, who is one of the top ranked teams in the state. And on Thursday, New Year's Day, we are playing the Moorhead Spuds. Both teams have made a trip down to the Metro this week to try to find some additional competition. Cohen fires. Mallory gets a stick on that. It's out here at the neutral zone. Cragness works it back to Cohen. Cohen goes against traffic. Looks for a little angle. Finds Mal. Mal loses the handle on that one. Souter and Boylan now join the fight. We complete a change. Their defenseman realizes I got a little space. It's on Boylan's stick. Boylan works it over to Souter. Souter and Boylan enter the zone. Souter fires. Ooh! Nice blocker save. There's a battle happening there in the neutrals in the slot. Boys come up with that one. Not for long though. Souter's back to create some trouble. Souter keeps her feet unbelievably. Levy chips it up to Boylan. That one's not offsides. But that is the end of our second third of this practice. I'm kind of glad I'm on the mic tonight because otherwise I think I'd be shouting a lot at the refs, at least for fun. They look a little confused about how to maintain order out there. They're on the near side boards. Just barely lose the handle on that one. Again along the near side boards. Boys come up with that one. They're trying to enter the zone, trying to get organized. Hoffman working around the outside, looking to load up the slot. Lex knocks that aside, no problem. It's out to Vogel in the slot. Vogel, quick shot. It's a dangerous little play there for the old United Hornets. Trying to come up with that one. Lex, nice save. Chip off the boards. Helfrich, near side. Helfrich. Here we go, Boylan. Working in the zone. Thinks about it. Tries to fire. Knocks somebody over. Souders there to pick it up. Maybe minor trip there. Sweetser keeps that one in. Sweetser chips it down low. Newcomb's now on the ice. That signals that we're going to have a line change coming. Levy kicks that one forward like a soccer player. That one works over to the D to D. Ooh, nice angled pass off the boards. Unfortunately, we don't come up with that one. Olive Witherspoon, dangling behind the net. Come up with that. Ooh, just as an update, it looks like there's approximately... Helfrich gets denied. Lots of nice moves there, trying to score. Back up to Witherspoon. Witherspoon and Nedry try to enter the zone. Unfortunately, don't come up with that one. Ballard using her body. Over to Chapman. Chapman, D to D. Helfrich, up the boards. Nedry. They fan on it, so Nedry's got an opportunity. Fires, just misses. Chapman out at the point, keeps that one in. Momentarily, it comes right out. Here comes one of the two girls on the other team, Tessa Carlson, reaches the red line, chips that one down low. Cohen up the sideboards. Witherspoon, end of a long shift. She's exhausted. She dishes it, goes for the bench. Ballard, long shot, just misses high. Helfrich out at the point, keeps that one in. Ballard sees Craigness is wide open. She got the puck. Great pass by Ballard. Just a little too tight with the goalie. Not much she could do there except chip it at the goal. Craigness on the draw. Cohen and Craigness battling in the corner now against two of the all black Edina players. Craigness comes up with that one. Tries to pull it out of the pile. Quick stick by their defenseman. They come up with that one. Chip it up the sideboards. We got a near sideboard battle that I can't quite commentate because I can't quite see. Ooh, little foot race here back towards our zone. Flip up to out of the zone. That's an icing call. We haven't had very many icing calls. We'll have an offensive zone face-off. Souter on the draw. Out to Mallory. Mallory tries to load it up. She works it back down low. Sweetser gets that out. Chips it back in. It's a cross-ice pass. That one's out again. Levy jumps on that. Levy looking for some space. Chips it down low. Boylan ties up one defender. Mallory gets a hold of that puck. Good job. Mallory trying to chip it around. That one comes out to our point. Chapman. Chapman bounces it off the defenseless non-official who's standing there. That is tough stuff. Boylan grabs a hold of that one. Shoots, fires, just misses. Oh, that one almost went in. You can tell that there's a great cheer that happens when there are good saves by this goalie. Sauter, great back check. I keep a little stat book that is separate from most stat books, including great back checks. Sauter deserves credit on that one. Mal. Now Boylan's in a foot race at the end of a shift. She plays the other player pretty hard with her body, but they get nothing on it. Sauter comes up with that one. Sauter flips it over to Boylan. Boylan, not quite in stride, has to gather that one. Enters the zone. Flings it at the net. Not bad at the end of a shift. Ooh, except they come right back with it. Here they come. They're coming down. The puck awareness is very good. Here comes one. They fire. Knocked aside. It's turning into a long shift. It's a long period and a long shift. Boylan tries to chip that one in, heads to the bench. Witherspoon is there to fight it out. The boys enter the zone. Crafty play on the back door. Almost there. Helfrich trying to make some room for herself. Can't quite find it. Dancing. Near side boards. Nedry goes in to help. The puck's just in the air. Nedry's there to help out. Oh, we got a penalty called. Not sure what's going to happen now if we're doing penalty shots or actual penalties. Olive Witherspoon heads to the box. She's our resident goon. I get a look from the kid as I say she's our resident goon. A rare penalty, frankly, for Olive Witherspoon. But usually when she draws a penalty, it's because she's playing so hard. No one's ever going to take that away from her. All right, Cragness on the draw. Let's see what we got here. See what we got from the Peewee A's trying to come up with a power play. Out to their point. Back to the side. They would load it up down low, try to come up with the front. They get that rebound. Again, they're trying to set up. Looks like they're running a classic umbrella. Long shot. Lex jumps on that. Nice save, Lex. I think that Lex kept us in that one with a couple of very nice saves. Cragness on the draw again. The puck movement by the Peewee A team here is very nice. They're doing a good job making good decisions. Cragness up to Cohen. Cohen chips that one in. Gives chase all by herself. She's creating trouble. Oh, that puck lands right on Cragness' stick. Gets chipped up. Cragness giving chase. She's chasing at Helfrich. Helfrich tries to dangle around a couple. Ends up on the other Helfrich's stick. There's Cohen entering the zone. Oh. We got a lot of complaining about that offsides call. I think we need to study offsides. We got Ballard and Mal out there killing off the rest of this penalty. Helfrich slides up too. Mal wins that draw. Chips it all the way deep down low. Here come the boys with some numbers. Weebler tries to load somebody up right in front. Nope. Not today. Oh, they come up with that rebound again. And we just gently chip that out. That is a textbook non-ice icing. If you could draw it up, that's what you do. Good breakout by our Peewee A team. They enter the zone. Chip it forward. Mallory's there. Mallory's looking for the red line. That could be an icing. Yeah, that's it. We're headed back down in our direction. You got Boylan and Sauter out there now with about 2 seconds left on this on that power play. Now we're back to full strength on both sides of this. Sauter, Witherspoon, Boylan. That chips over Levy's stick. Oh no, they got an opportunity here. Loading up in the middle. Witherspoon just ices that one. Good idea to get things reset. Witherspoon on the draw. Nedry and Newcomb out there with him. Chapman gives chase. Chapman. Ooh, that one gets jumped on. Witherspoon dangling around a bunch of people, trying to escape. Can't quite get it out. She needs some help. There we go. Nedry here, near side boards. Giving chase. Boys get some 6 on that though. But Nedry comes up with it again. She's in the corner, looking for an outlet. Witherspoon's there. That one goes in. So Nedry followed the play, went to the corner. That puck then got centered to Witherspoon, who was there to chip it over the goalie's glove. Tucci's playing a great game. Very little to say there, except the boys were working around. Lex made a great save again. Reminds me a little bit of 3-on-3 hockey where the goalies are like, okay, I might get scored on, but it's a lot of fun because I'm seeing a lot of shots. Tonight, Lex has seen more shots than usual. Allen gets ringed around. Ballard's there. Thinks better of trying to make another breakout pass. They fling it out to the center. Right on a Cohen's stick. Cohen with speed. Blast past one. Tries to get past to another. They barely get a stick on that. Her summer teammate, Tessa Carlson, back checks. Picks her pocket on the way back. There's Levy trying to make sure that she stays in the way. Does a good job staying in the way. Now the boys have got it down in the corner. They're trying to chip it out. Nope, we're staying tight on that. Craigness flips that out of the zone, goes for a change. Going here along the near side boards. No dice there. Letting them gather. Sauter was there to create some trouble. Sauter trying to get out of the zone. Can't quite do it. Up to Cohen along the sideboards. Cohen chips it out of the zone. Lex gobbles that one up. No problem. Okay, we win that drop back. Levy gathers. Rolling puck. Literally rolling puck. She does a good job making sure that one doesn't get away from her. Souter looks far across the ice to Mallory. Mallory sees it, chips it down low. Boylan gives chase, bounces off the inboards. Boylan looking for an opportunity. Ooh, tries to load up Mal in front. Good thinking there. Mal on near side boards. That one gets chipped around. Looks like the boys are trying to get a breakout going. Mallory Boylan down low. Mal gets a big stick on that. Mal working down. Just fire that thing low, kid. Helfrich flings that one at the net. Tooch jumps on that. We got a switch up of our forwards. Now we got Witherspoon, Newcomb, Nedry out there. Nedry battling down low, chips it down to Newcomb. Newcomb looking for some of her own room. Ooh, that one bounces out to the point. They come up with that one. Try fancy footwork. Witherspoon comes up with that one out of her skates. Barely onside. Nedry decides to chip that low, but they come up with it. Here comes the Vivian Vogel. Flings it at the net. They come up with a nice rebound. We've got 14 minutes remaining in this practice. Here comes Ballard fighting through. Off the side of the net. Cohen chips it to herself. Tries to chip it back. Ballard comes up with that. Ballard in the corner. Looking. Ooh. That one pops out of the zone. We get that one out. Should have been offside. It's not called offside. That's all right. Breezy in center. Zings it over to the net. Craigness. Levy trying to work that thing out. Stays on the blue line. Sweetser. Got a little bit of space. Rarely see Sweetser decide I'm going to cruise up the far side boards, and she does on that one. Good decision. Especially since some of her teammates needed a change and we're going for that change. Craigness activates. Keep that one in. You got Mallory trying to fight through a couple of body checks. Mallory, she's all alone because Craigness headed her to the bench. So did Cohen. Now Boylan's out there to help her out. Mallory sees Sauter along the far side boards. That pass gets interrupted. Now we got a 3-on-1 happening. Helfrich, number 15. Yep, Helfrich on Helfrich. Oh, it's Chapman on Helfrich. They're back there battling. There goes Boylan. Boylan's got a 2-on-1. Fires. Just missed. All right, the boys are working on a breakout, but Sauter's got that. Sauter tries to work it over to Boylan. Boylan works it back down low to Mal. Mal comes out of that one, reverses the energy. Ooh! That one bounces out to Levy. Levy works it back down low. Sauter. Mallory behind the net. Ooh, a little miscommunication there. Everybody's there to help out there. That one comes up. It's down low again. Mal. Ooh, they get a nice stick on that. Boys come up with that one. Boys are making their exit. Zone exit. There's Sweetser. Sweetser up to Mal. Boys try to work it over the rink. Boys are trying to load up in our offensive zone. They lose a stick. Boylan over to Newcomb. Newcomb in alone. Newcomb fires just over the net. Tough angle there. Boys come up with it. Here they come. They're coming down the ice. They work it down low. Weebler gives chase. I'm recognizing some of the boys' names now. Levy in the corner. Oh, we got an opportunity here. They come back, regroup, D to D, work it up. That's a clean entry, they say. That one's knocked off the side, cast aside casually by Lex. Newcomb battles through some stick and some feet action. Vogel pulls it off the sideboards. There's Michaela Nedry getting a stick in the face. No problem. She's up to Witherspoon. Witherspoon chips it in. Witherspoon knows that she's going to get tied up. She does a good job avoiding that check. Another drop stick. Everybody's getting tired. Less than 10 minutes left in this practice. It's behind the net. Witherspoon comes up with that one. Witherspoon looking for some space. She's not finding any. Tries to work it back down low. Here comes number 4 for the boys. Chipping it up the sideboards to Hoffman. Hoffman in stride. Witherspoon interferes with that one. Hoffman gets it again. Hoffman works in. Hoffman dangles around multiple. Lex jumps on top of that puck. Cragness and Cohen complete the change to join Ava Ballard out there. About 9 minutes left in the unofficial duel here. Witherspoon, Cragness wins that one back. Back behind the net is Cragness again, coming up with that puck. Cragness sees an opportunity to load up Cohen. Cohen's got a little step, maybe. Boy, she's got somebody really hustling at her. She finds some space for herself. Works around behind the net. Just tried to find an exit there. Good job. Maintained possession. She works it out to Cragness. Cragness. Back to Cohen. Cohen to Cragness. Cohen back down to Cragness. Cragness trying to dangle around. There's Cohen. Over to Mallory. Mallory. Out to Sweetser. Sweetser. Loads up. That one hits a stick. Weird bounce. High bouncing puck. Cragness is there with the puck again. Cohen with a nice snapper right as it entered the slot. Great job. We complete the rest of our line change. The clock has started running again for reasons that I can't quite understand. They get a quick breakout. Penalty coming. I don't know if it was a penalty. Technically, when a player tries to jump over you, I don't know if it's a penalty. They might be waving that one off. Ellis Sauter, Boylan on the draw, wins that one back. Sweetser's there to gather. Over to Levy. Levy in the corner, tries to chip it out. Cam fighting along the near side boards, or on the far side boards. Here come the boys again, entering the zone, trying to enter the zone. Thinks better of it, chips it back down low. Levy gives chase. Levy reverses direction. Cam there Mallory trying to work it out. Chips it forward. Boylan's in a foot race. Tries to win that race. He's got it all by himself. Just skate out of the zone, dude. Just skate out of the zone. Oh, there we go. Chapman, back. Mallory's there. Looks like our line might be a little tired after that end-to-end rush. Boys working up the sideboards. Working across, working the seam. Long shot from the point. Lex gloves that calmly. Good defensive zone coverage there. Not giving them an opportunity, not rushing them. Good job by the Peewee A team trying to keep that thing on the outside. And then looking for an opportunity to score. Witherspoon on the draw. Newcomb comes up with that one. Here goes Helfrich into the zone. They're going to not call that offsides. That's all right. Clock will continue to run. Maybe no clock is stopping. Occasionally the clock runs. Occasionally it does not. Witherspoon. Newcomb again. Chips that one to herself. Almost got out of the zone. That one tossed towards the net. Knocked aside. That exits the zone. That's an offsides. Our coach is yelling for all the way down. The intentional offsides.
Come on, Stripes. Come on, Stripes.
I'm still waiting for Ballard to throw somebody out of the rink. Battle there along the dot. Witherspoon's got it though. Tries to get to that red line. Tries to work it over. D to D. Mosley on the defensive side. Knocks it down low. Lex is behind the net to play it. That gets ringed around. Souter jumps on the ice casually. Weiss had a nice opportunity there. Lex playing good. Lex tries to glove that one. Ooh, little indecision there in our slot. Let's just get that thing out. That's out of the zone. There we go. Now they work it back down low. Seems the boys have more energy. Helfrich dodges one. Over to Witherspoon along the near side boards. Witherspoon tries to dangle and come up with that. Oh, now here comes Witherspoon. Weird loss of puck. Ballard's there to try to take advantage of it. Doesn't quite get there. Now they saucer it out of the zone. Levy behind our net. Levy chips that up to Ballard. Ballard loads up Craigness. Craigness with speed. Craigness across the blue. Gets a heavy trip call. It may or may not have been intentional, but when your stick enters the other player's skates and they happen to fall, that's a good indicator that you're going to get a tripping penalty. It looks like it's number 16, whose last name I can't pronounce. Eichten, maybe? Cohen. Out to Levy at the blue. Back to Cohen. Cohen looking. Craigness down in the corner. Craigness setting up, looking for a favorite opportunity. Works it back down to Cohen. Craigness dangles. Keeps dangling. Works around. Sees Cohen out there. Cohen tries to load up her D partners. Unfortunately, that hit a skate on its way out to the defensive point. Levy escapes twice. Makes a nice move. That's a not ice. Levy goes for a quick line change here. Craigness is in there to chase. Ballard's there too. Preezy thought about a whistle. I saw the whistle go to his mouth. He did not quite call it there. Our forwards look like they're a little winded. There's a shorthanded opportunity here for the All Black team, the New Zealand All Blacks. Try to flip it out of the zone. Ooh, nice stick by Vivian Vogel, one of the two girls on the team. Oh, we've got the double girl parade out there. Vivian and Tessa. Vivian Vogel dumps one of them behind the net. All right, we're back, and we're not quite full strength. We got Chapman to Mal. Mal up to Sauter. Sauter and Boylan, you got to let's set up a little bit of a power play here. Oh dear, misconnection there. Headed back out of the zone. Freezy wisely for the boys. Decides let's burn some clock. Works it over. Boylan gets a stick on that one though. Sweetser jumps into the play. Sweetser getting a nasty hook. Here comes Tessa Carlson, one of the two girls on this team, getting tied up by Levy. Sweetser up the sideboard, trying to hook it up to Mal. Long shot. That one gets cast aside. Here goes Sauter and Boylan. Sauter reaches the red line, chips that one to herself. Sauter leaves for Levy. Levy tries to center it. That one just jumps out of the zone. Boylan in the corner. Tries to chip towards the front. That one doesn't come up. Here come the Edina All Blacks. Helfrich with Breezy. Helfrich chips that one in. Nifty little play there. The goalie thought it was coming across instead. Helfrich paused before he went across and chipped it. Upper left corner. It looks like Coach Rass has something to complain about there. About a minute 10 left. All right, here we go. We got a battle going on in our own zone. About 40 seconds left in this practice. Nadri comes up with that one. Exiting our zone. 20 seconds remain. Back come the All Blacks. They might have an opportunity here right at the last second. Blacks holds on to that one too. Stop it. So are we just going to run this all the time? Yeah, just hold up. Add 3 minutes. Levy in the corner. Levy trying to work it out. So this is one of those unusual games practices where time keeps getting extended. Witherspoon into the zone. Tries to dangle. It's hard to dangle. Nadri trying to battle to keep that thing in. Sweetser does too. Nadri battling around. Tries to fire. Nope. Levy tried an opportunity on the back door there. Almost had it. Cohen's now in there creating trouble. Ballard jumps out. Witherspoon chips it to herself. Witherspoon in the corner. Ballard goes to assist. Cohen trying to dangle. Trying to create a little lane for herself. That's tough. She comes up with it though. There's Craigness. Cohen leaves for Craigness. Craigness senses an opportunity. Thinks about maybe chipping it off the goalie's back. Decides to load up the slot instead. Here come the boys. Coming on back. Levy's there to create some trouble for him though. That one gets knocked aside. It's not going to be nice. It looks like Tucci has been pulled. It looks like Tucci's been pulled. Hoffman enters the zone. We've got a 6-on-5 happening right now. Cohen knocks that aside. Back to Cohen. Cohen tries to chip it out of the zone. I think she may have been thinking about a long shot at that empty net. We got 6-on-5 going here. Chapman behind the net. Responsible. Very careful with the puck. Always is. Craigness says you chip that thing out. Good idea. Cohen gives chase here along the near side boards. Helfrich comes up with that one. Flings it. That one's not going to make it. Cohen reached that red line. Flings it. That one goes in off the post. It looks like Tucci is taking the ice again. There we go. We're going to back down into our zone. Levy in the corner. Levy up to Mal. Mal off the sideboards. Tries to chip it forward. Can't quite do it. We're in a defensive battle here for us. Chuchi's still in net. Little chip over Helfrich's over Lex's shoulder. There you go, Cam. Nedry wins that one off the draw. We work it down low. Just about 15 seconds remaining. Five seconds. It's going to be it.
What's that? Like 6'4"? 6'4", but honestly, it's a pretty good match. Is there anything I need to do before Monday? What is today, Sunday? Are we meeting tomorrow morning at 10? Somewhere?
I think so. I was going to see if you guys wanted to just do it at home. Let's just like go up and see.
In Which girl?
I don't know